Dwane, this is Doug. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. Hey, look, Game 7s are a little bit different animals than anybody is used to. So sort of like, have you found in your experience that players have a tendency to play a little bit tight because of the stakes are so high?
Well,
and how do you avoid that? And how do you avoid that?
Well, one thing, you either win or you go home. And I think, it could, in the situation in the first series, I thought we were a little tight going into Game 7 because the history and the number of years that we hadn't advanced out of the first round. But I don't sense that in this round. I sense a sense of understanding the moment. I think that this Game 7 will be different than the last Game 7. I think our guys understand, and going through the Indiana series helped them tremendously as far as getting through that. So now it's about just playing basketball, getting it done on the court.
Coach Casey, Steel Augustine, NBA TV Canada. Any news on your wings, Damari and DeMar, how they're feeling? Any response to the Game 5 minutes?
Well, no, they Akil, they came through last night okay. Damari, both guys, made it through without any further injuries to their Damar's thumb, and Damari tweaked his ankle a little bit last night, but he's okay. So no, I think everybody came through healthy and ready to go.
Hey, Dwane, it's Doug again. The fact that Miami was able to play at such a pace that they dictated last night. How do you combat that tomorrow, and how do you do that?
Well, one thing, Doug, is on the raise of the ball, you got to get back in transition and load up to the basketball. We didn't do a good job of getting back in transition, getting down, getting ready, loading up to the basketball, and being prepared for the speed that they were coming at us with. Dragic he's got it down to a science of getting that off arm out and kind of bouncing you a little bit, and we got to get adjusted to that. And the officials are not, they're not calling it, so we got to get down and get ready and adjust to how their body hitting us and shoulder hitting us as they're penetrating. And I don't think we did a good job of handling that last night. And so we got to get down and ready for that. And but the key is getting back and getting 5 men below the basketball. And we didn't, for whatever reason last night, we didn't do a good job of loading up and getting 5 men below the ball.
Dwane, this is Brian Windhurst from ESPN. This series has been brutal travel-wise, and also just a number of guys in and out of the lineup, and now you have radical strategy changes going back and forth, and no opportunity to really practice or prepare for it. Does that play into something when you see a major change that it's hard to react to it just because of the dynamics of the series?
Brian, no, it really doesn't. In the fact that we've gone small quite a bit throughout the year, played against smaller lineups. We've played without Jonas Valanciunas for 22 games or whatever it was during the season. We've played without DeMar Carroll for 2/3 of the season. So we've had a lot of radical changes to our lineup, style of play, as the year went on. So the season kind of prepared us for this. Now, like you said, we don't have a lot of practice time, because of the schedule of the playoffs. But we're kind of used to having kind of a radical change type of lineup and style of play and that type of thing. And again, we understand how they're going to play. Last night was a little bit different. They kind of went away from their sets and, kind of just went more of an ISO one-on-one, and we didn't do a good job of getting back and getting set and getting our defense prepared for the penetration, and that's what we got to do a better job of. But it's nothing, Brian, that we haven't seen before throughout the year that we cannot, there's something that we can take care of and get adjusted to.
Hey, Dwane, James Herbert from CBS Sports. I know the game has changed a lot, but did you ever expect to be in a playoff series preparing to play against a team starting a 6'7" rookie at center?
Well, no, I tell you what, it's a great series. I tell you, it's a very competitive series, and I think Brian hit it on the head. It's changed from a big, we went in preparing to go against one of the best shot blockers in the game, and with their team, and now he's out, and we were going to go inside more to Valanciunas. Now he's out, so now it's more like a 6'7", 6'5" and under league, and it has changed tremendously. And but again, I think it's a fun series for our players to get adjusted to, and again, it's basketball. It's not rocket science, so it's some things that both teams have to get adjusted to as far as handling penetration. I'm glad to see DeMar and Kyle get their offensive mojo back again after last night. But again, we got to get back and get our defense set now. And this team shot 47% on us last night, and a lot of it was one-on-one basketball, and it's about guarding your position. But the game has changed a lot, but it's still basketball, James, and it's something that I'm sure players enjoy playing the way the game was played last night. It's a lot of isolation basketball, up and down the court basketball, and I'm sure it's fun for the players to play against. But we've got to do a better job of defending what Miami's doing.
Hey, Dwane, how many Game 7s you been through?
I beg your pardon?
How many Game 7s have you been through?
Wow, that's a good question. I know we beat Miami in 6 in the championship year in Miami. Let's see. It's in Seattle. We had a few. Let's see. In Dallas, I can't remember whether we had quite a few Game 6s in Dallas. I don't know if we had very many Game 7s, if I remember correctly. I'd have to go back and look at those. I don't remember. I know we just got through it one. I do know that the Indiana series. But again, Game 7s are fun. It's one of those things that players. I tell our guys, these are the games that you work all summer for. You prepare your body. You prepare your mind. You get through the regular season. You've won 56 games. You've earned the right to have Game 7 on your home court. And let's go out and play basketball and have fun competing. And there should be nothing else hanging over your head. There's no pressure except just going out and competing against the Miami Heat.
Have you found that sometimes guys out of the blue come up and have career games because I'm not sure why, but because it's Game 7 and they just have these crazy out-of-the-world games and carry a team to win?
No question. And through the series, Doug, it's a lot of times you have the unhurt, unknown heroes step up, and that's what we need somebody to whether it's off the bench, other than DeMar or Kyle, to step up and have a career night, whether it's on the defensive end or the offensive end, and that's what is so fun about a series like this, that there's always going to be opportunities for guys to step up and have big nights, and that's what you kind of need to get through a Game 7 is someone that probably Miami hasn't prepared for, and I'm sure they're thinking the same way, but someone to step out of the box and step out and do something spectacular and have a career night, and that's kind of what you hope for, and to get that boost other than Kyle and DeMar off the bench or back in or role players behind them to step up and have a big night.
Dwane, Matt Tierney, Raptors.com. I know we've talked a lot about the fans and the support that the Raptors receive home and away, but with this Game 7 and the magnitude of this game, can you just talk to how important the fans will be? tomorrow?
Oh, it's going to be huge, Matt. Last night I thought the fans gave Miami a huge boost and was a six-man for them. And I know in Game 5 for us, our home crowd was huge, and the same in the last series. And I can't say enough about our fans. I thought in the first series we were a little tight being at home, but we fought through that and got through it. But there's nothing like having your fans behind you in a Game 7 or a big game the way it is, and because when things kind of get down, they kind of push you through. That they're cheering for you and behind you through thick and thin. And we have some of the best fans in the league, and we have one of the loudest arenas in the league to go at the other team and to kind of build you up when you get tired and fatigue sets in. So it's exciting. It's exciting for our fans. It's exciting for our franchise to be in a Game 7 of a semi-conference game and semifinals game. And so we're excited about it. And I know our players are excited about being at home for Game 7.